Well, alright. Welcome to another one of BumpmyStump's World of Tanks console replay. No, not replay. Garage videos. We're on to the British line. The British line, not so big. Well, I don't know. I got quite a few British tanks, I guess. But we'll try to keep this under a half hour. My two biggest lines are Russian and American, so we'll try to keep this down a little bit. My mic seems a little high. I gotta adjust this. Hopefully it doesn't sound too horrible. I could be listening to it, but maybe that's a little bit better. We're just barely getting into the red right now. I think that's where it should be. Apologize if the beginning there was a little loud, but I'm not gonna go check it. And I don't care that much about it, really. So sucks to be you. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. Or you're a little shit. How's that? Alright, British line. Cruiser 3. Yeah. Like I said in the previous video, it's a tank I didn't do good in, and I bought it back, and then I never bothered to play it. Bought it back to try to get my stats up in it, and yeah, never happened. Snakebite, I think this is a really kick-ass looking tank. I mean, why can't all tanks in this game look like this? I mean, there's a few tanks that look really good. This is one of them. Outside of it looking good, I hate it. The gun just doesn't, and I fully admit I'm not a light tank player, and maybe that's why I hate it, but I hate it. But it really looks real cool. It looks really, really cool. So, Becky Lynch, piece of shit. Again, some people are going to say that's not a piece of shit, you just don't know how to play it. I agree, I don't know how to play it. But for me, piece of shit. Matilda. It's a Matilda. When you're having a game at tier 4 in a Matilda, you should be able to pretty much carry the game, almost any game. At tier 4, this is an awesome tank. At tier 6, not quite as much. At tier 5, you can do okay. But if you're top tier, and there's like 2 or 3 tier 4s, and the rest are all tier 3s, there is no reason why you shouldn't be top of the list. Every game that's like that. It's noob proof. Vanquish AC. Little piece of shit with a dick. Hey, the dick bobbles now. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I didn't know that. Never did that before, did it? Look at it shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your package. Oh, shake your package. It never did that before, did it? It wasn't a wiggly bit before. Look at it. I can shake my dick. Look at it. Sorry. This one and the Sentinel. Does Sentinel shake too? Oh, look at that. They both do. They're twin shakers. Sorry. I don't think that ever shook before. Did it? Small things amuse small minds, I guess. Both of these tanks, ugh. Just, yeah, not impressive. Sherman 3. It's a Sherman. I have to buy all Shermans. Although I didn't buy the one that's on sale right now. The German Sherman or whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe it's Russian. I don't know what it is right now. But I didn't buy that one. But I did buy this one. Have I played it? I think once. I just bought it because it's a Sherman. Matilda Black Prince. I don't recall if I've ever even played this tank. I think it came in a bundle with other tanks way back. Way back. When I first started playing the game, or not when I first, but when the British line was first dropped. I don't remember if the first three things were American, Russian, and German, and then the British line came in, right? I'm pretty sure. It was 7 years ago, whatever. So I'm lucky if I can remember last week. But I don't remember ever playing this tank. I know I've had it forever. It's been sitting here forever. And I almost took it out the other night. And I was like, eh. Same with this one. I won this one in a drop box or something, a loot box, and I've never taken it out, I don't think. Because, I mean, damage 55 a hit. And it's at the same tier as this one, which does 75 a shot. And penetration of 110. Penetration's a little higher on this gun. But I think it looks cool, though, with that camo. I think the camo pattern looks cool on it. But, yeah. Another tank that I had to have when it first came out, because that's how I am. And another tank that I just think is a piece of shit. And I know, again, all you light tank players can be like, you just don't. I know I don't know how to play it. I'll reiterate that fact. But for me, piece of shit. Firefly, once again, it's a Sherman. How can you go wrong with a Sherman and the 17-pounder? Come on. Boy, you can one-up that and get an awesomer looking Sherman with a 17-pounder. Same exact guns between the two, but this tank looks cool. Although, in all reality, they made the tracks look stupider on the side and stuff. They don't look right compared to what they used to. They look more cartoonish, more fake than they used to. They used to look really good. This tank looked awesome. And now they've redrawn the tracks on the outside, and they just another casualty in World of Tanks Update 6. I don't know how you look at the old version of this and then look at this and say, yeah, that's your update? Yeah, we like that. That looks good. How does that pass quality control? Because you have idiots running the company, or they don't care, one or the other. Oh, Sentinel, and the AC4 coming up. Do these wiggly bit? Oh, the bigger dick shakes too. These have the bigger dicks, and they shake, 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 shake. Is it gonna spew all over the front of the tank? Wouldn't that be funny? Drip down the front of the tank. All right, we'll get off that topic. I don't like the tank. It's got the 17-pounder, but I've never really. Way too slow. Cromwell B. Just like the pretty painted one with the British flag all over it. Not a big fan, although it looks awesome. I mean, this is another awesome looking tank. This is why I bought it, because it's a really awesome looking tank. But I just couldn't get along with playing it. Just doesn't float my boat. And then we're just going to skip over that, because that's the same as the Sentinel. Firefly VC. Hey, guess what, people? It's a Sherman. This one looks pretty cool, though, doesn't it? With that camo pattern and the bags and the tarp or whatever, sleeping bags, whatever it is on the side of it. Looks pretty cool. And if I'm not mistaken, it has 17-pounder. So, good Sherman. Comet. This is where I started to like the British medium line. The Comet was the first tank that I actually said, hey, I actually like that. And I still like it to this day. I don't play it very often. I haven't played it for a long time. But it's a really cool looking tank, and I did okay in it. Jackal, it's a Sherman. And it's a really good looking Sherman. It's a good looking tank, but the fact that it does 135 damage a shot, and it's a auto loader, it just doesn't do it for me. Centurion. I got one mark on my barrel. I actually like this tank, and I stopped playing it once I passed to the next tank. I should have kept on playing it though, because like I said, I got one mark. I could have maybe two marked it, man. I don't know. It's all about progression, right? Get to the next tank. I like this one though. It was a good tank. Not great, but it was good. 4202P, the original 4202, then they fucked us all and sent it down to tier 8, and then years later gave us the option to buy back the 4202. That's what a clusterfuck this company is. We're going to take your tank away. Whoops. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Here, have it back. Although I'm thankful they put it back, but they never should have got rid of it. I said way back then, I said, why don't they just give us 2 Tier 10 medium British tanks? Why do they have to take one away? And look at that. I was light years ahead of you, Wargaming. Sentinel. This isn't a bad tank. It's... The penetration's okay. The 240 damage is a typical, like, in the 90mm region, you know, which I play a lot of the Americans. If it didn't just have that huge tumor on the top, this would be a pretty decent tank. Huntsman. The only reason I purchased this originally is because it was a British medium without the side skirts. But then I played a few games in it and I actually liked it. So, you know. Then they got Ch T95, which is basically Sentinel, regular version of it. And the camo's messed up on it right now. It's another tank that the camo's screwed up. And they've yet to fix it because over Christmas vacation, they're not going to be around this week. So no update or nothing this week. No fixes, no nothing. Just nothing. Nothing full of nothingness. Again, it would be a nice tank if it didn't have the tumor on the top. See, this one, no tumor. But this one has, I think, has a better turret. But it has a tumor on the roof, so. Chimara, I have tried to play a few games in this, and it doesn't get along with me. I want to like it. However, it reminds me of a smaller, turreted British tank destroyer at Tier 7. The, whatever it is there. The turreted Tier 7 tank destroyer for the British line. Except for that one has a huge turret, but it plays almost the same. I mean, it hits pretty hard, but you can't bounce Tier 7s in this. They'll penetrate you. I don't know. That's just what I've had happen the few games that I've played in it. It seems like anything penetrates you. So you got to play it like that, sneaky, pull in, take a shot, get out of dodge. But it's not fast in quick situations. It's not quick. It's fast overall, 50 kilometers an hour. That's a good speed, but it's not quick to back up and go forward and back up, and so it just makes it hard to play for me. And again, average tanker. So most likely, oh shit, excuse that yawn. I was up late last night, New Year's Eve. But most likely it's me, it's me, not the tank. It's me, not you. I know it's probably just me, not you. But I can't get along with it. However, this tank I like. I don't know why they have the stupid. Is that a broken light on the front? Is that what that's supposed to mean? Is broken? That doesn't look like any kind of break that glass or plexiglass would have to me, but whatever. Unless it took a shell right through the middle of it, maybe. No, there's no exit wound, so. Anyways, I digress. Back to the tank. I like this tank. Probably my favorite British premium medium right now. It just plays better than the Chieftain because the Chieftain has the tumor on the top. It plays better than the Huntsman. And it just looks better. It just looks better. It just looks mean. Centurion 7-1. I really like this tank. I was running up 2 medium lines at the same time. This and the Leopard line. And I couldn't distinguish which one. This is the Leopard PTA, which one I like better. I think I like the Leopard PTA a little bit better. But it was really close. This was a fun tank to get through, progress through. I don't know how it would be now, the way that the modules are set up now. The game's all clusterfucked, which I will talk about in a second. But yeah, maybe I won't talk about it. Maybe I'll say that for another video. I want to say something about it, but it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with the tech tree in my garage, so I should just shut up, I guess. Action 10, Action X. I've probably only played this 10 or 12 times since it came out, since I've had it. I had it the day it came out because I had the the FV4202, and I don't think it's a bad tank, but for some reason, every time I played it, I get put on the fucking team of people that are picking their nose, high off their ass, and they don't know, left from right, so drunk that they can't drive in a straight line, whatever. Every game I've played, it's been a 10 or 12-0 route, and I've always done good. I've always, been one of the top 2 or 3 players on my team, but everyone else, like half the team is zeros. And I know that happens quite a bit, but it seems every time I get in this fucking tank, this and the Chieftain, every time I get in either one of them, that's what happens. I'll do, this or the Chieftain, 35, 4,500 damage, which isn't, godlike or anything, but it's respectable. And then the next closest person will be 1,100 damage. And I'm like, what the fuck? How does this always happen? So I don't play it. Which is a shame, because I think it's an okay tank. I would much rather play this one, though. And I was so pissed when they took it out of the game. When they took it out of the game, I had owned it for about a month. Had played a couple games in it, and had a couple decent games, fun games. Even when I didn't have good games, they were still fun. They were competitive. And then they took it away and gave me this. And like I said, I just told you what happened. Oh, look, the camo changed. I love how that does that sometimes. Oh, that one changed? No, that one didn't, but that one did. Anyways, I just played a few games in this when I first had it, and I liked it. And then they gave me this, and I couldn't. Every game was a team of fucking slugs or something, or amoebas, or whatever. So I was really happy when they put this back in the game, and I put up a game a couple months ago, probably 3 or 4 months ago, well, during the WWE op, actually. Not obviously, actually. And was platooned up with Duran Gray or Victrola Crux or whatever it is now. And, there goes my phone. Someone loves me. And had a pretty fun game. I think I bounced like 3,000 damage from like IS-7s and Chieftains, and it was hilarious. It was fast paced and like, oh my god, it was 2-on-6 at the end, and we ended up pulling it off, which was kind of funny. So like I said, this tank, I seem to always have at least competitive games. This tank, I seem to always have games where my whole team is folded in the first 3 minutes. So, Excelsior, I bought this one because, who was it? I think it was Dark Art, I believe. Someone on my friends list was playing it, said, oh, you gotta buy it. Come on, you gotta buy it. We'll platoon up 3 of us or something like that. And I'm like, alright, I'll go buy it. So I went and bought it and played it a few times. I think that's the only times I've ever played it. Had fun, a few games. It was just a little bit too slow. It's just too slow. If it was a little bit faster, it'd be a monster. TOG 2, we all know what this is. This is the tank. This is the party tank. This is the tank, everyone. You don't take it out unless you're in a platoon of 3 or 4 of them. And I would love to platoon up and have a TOG platoon with 3 or 4 of these. Well, I can't do 4 anymore, so 3 TOGs. It would be hilariously fun. I don't see them out very often. There's so many big guns in the game now that the big key to this was you had a 14 hit point health pool at tier 6. And I think this one has 960 at tier 6. See, that was the thing. This had a huge hit pool. So you could trade shots. The worst nemesis to this back in the day was the KV-1S. And then they got rid of that, and it was like, yes! But then they brought in so many tanks that do like 500 damage now at tier 6. It's like, ugh. Maybe not 500, 350, I guess. But, it's just, this was the party fun tank. And I wish I had more people that on my friends list that still played, that still played these too, because it'd be fun to platoon up. British Bulldog. This thing's a bouncy mother trucker. And it's a pretty cool looking tank for a Churchill. The dark green and the style and the camo net on it looks pretty good. So haven't had any odd godly games in it. Had some okay games, but it's so freaking slow. It's just like, oh my god, 20. I might as well play the T95. 20 kilometers an hour is like, by the time you get to the battle's moved halfway across the map. So very situational. Same with the Black Prince. Very situational. At tier 7, it's the same thing as the British Bulldog. If you don't push out quick or you're not on a small map, sometimes it's hard to stay up with the team, with the game. And I didn't love this tank when I played through it, but I kind of grew to like it later on. It's not a horrible tank. It's not a great tank. It's just an okay tank. 201 Black and the FV201. Neither one of them are tanks that I really love. I wanted to like them because they seem like a little bit better armored Centurion style tank, but they're not as quick. And with the 150 damage per shot gun, which I believe is just the 17-pounder, it's hard to play the 17-pounder at tier 7 and 8. It's really hard to make it work perfectly because you do so little damage per shot. 𝐁𝐫𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐬. A lot of people didn't like this tank. I liked it when I went through it. It was a good all-around tank, I think. I don't think it was excellent at anything, but I think it was good enough to, have fun games in. Haven't played it forever. Probably sucks now with the power creep. But at least you had 280 average damage and 220 penetration, so that's not bad. That's not bad. 𝐁𝐫𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐬 Action X. I tried playing this the other day, and just like 3 games, couldn't get any good games in it. Almost like the other Britishes, where every time I keyed up to it, I had a team of 3 lights that went out and got killed right off the bat, and then the enemy team's lights took out our artillery, so then we're down 5 tanks instantly, and then 4 other tanks do no damage, and there's only 4 of us that do any remote kind of damage. Or go to a flank with 3 or 4 tanks and they just play like complete idiots and get stomped, and then I'm the last one alive and they just run right over me. So can't really give you it's a pretty cool looking tank. I think it's pretty good hull down, but the current game state, the state that the game's in, how many one-sided routes there are, it's very hard to play this tank. The same with this. I had a game I'm going to record the other night. It's a fail team. I ended up blocking like 4,000 damage in this. I was hull down. I had a good game. I think I did 3,500 or so damage and blocked like 39 or something, but it was 1 on 8 at the end or something. How can you end? I can't win a game 1 on 8 in this tank. You can't. And as much as I want to love it, because I think it's a really cool looking tank, I haven't had a really great game in it yet. That was a good game. I'm gonna say that was a good game, and I was happy with that game. But that's the only one I've had that's been decent. Every other one's been an outright rout. And it seems like I'll unload my shell, unload my clip, do 900 damage or 850 or whatever it is, and then the enemy team, there's only 1 or 2 people with me and they die, and then they just rush me. So there's that anyways, I guess. Conqueror, pretty good tank. I liked going through the Conqueror. It's one of the, I don't know, was this one or the 𝐁𝐫𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐬? I think it was this one. I never used any free XP or anything on. I played right through it. Had a good time. Good tank. Haven't played it forever, though. I haven't played any of the really top-tier British tanks forever. I should take them out once in a while. Love this tank. It might be not as good as it was, although it had a reputation way back of not being a great tier 10 heavy. It was my favorite tier 10 heavy way back because it just had the superior reload time. You had a shot off every 6 seconds-ish, 6-ish seconds, and 400 damage per shot, maybe about 6.5 seconds, I guess, something to that ballpark. And it might have been 7. I don't remember exactly. It's been so long I played, but it wasn't. It was under 10. It was 6 or 7-ish, and 400 damage per shell. And you could side scrape like a mother in this fucking thing. It was a beast mode side scraping. The biggest drawback to this tank was it only carried, I don't know, was it 30 ammo? Maybe. We can find out really quick. 28, 30, 35 shells. You go through your 35 shells damn quick. So you had to be careful. Then you get into the Chieftain. And what's a Chieftain hold? Which I don't understand. Maybe this is true. 44, 54, 64. Hey, Stealthy. 64 shells. How can this tank, which is smaller than this tank, hold more shells in it? Whatever. I think the reason this had, maybe this is accurate to what the blueprints had, or whatever. But I think that the shell count was kept down because the damage per minute was so high in this back then that they didn't want you to completely dominate games every friggin' game. So they gave you limited ammo, which I think should be changed. This should have 50 shells. It would be super competitive again if it had 50 shells in it. Chieftain, this is just like the same story with the other British Tier 10 that I told you about, the Action 10. I've had one good game in this, and then there was like 5 of us left, and they capped out with like 4 enemies left, and I was having a really good game. Other than that, every game's been a one-sided route. I've probably only played it maximum of 15 to 20 times, because every game I play it, my team just sucks. Horrible. Just absolutely horrible. And I was so looking forward to this tank. And other people have killer games in it. I just can't get a team that holds its own flank. Just hold your own flank. When 10 of you go one way, you shouldn't be overrun in the first 3 minutes. And that's the games I get every time. 10 people will go one way, and there'll be 4 of us on the other route, and they'll all get demolished on the other side, and then 2 of us on our side, my side, will die, and there'll be 2 of us left, and then they're all coming in behind us. This is every time I play this tank, that's the type of games I have. Similar games. Super Conqueror, I've only played this one probably 3 or 4 times. Everyone says it's a monster, hull down. Looks like it could be. I just haven't played it enough. It's been sitting here for quite a while, and I just haven't, I don't know, I think the taste in my mouth is so bad with this that I just get frustrated and don't play this. We are on the Valor. We earned that, and then I purchased the 4201 with free XP because I like the idea of being able to put my own camo on it. Same basic tank. One has a little bit better camo. Oh, look at that. Changed camo. Why does it do that sometimes? And then if I want it to, it won't. Well, see, I want it to change right here just because. Oh, that one won't anyways. Duh. Anyways. Ooh. Yeah, it went back to the right other camo. Can we get to change again? Come on. Come on. See, I come from the times where if you're new to the game, you never knew that way back when you purchased camo, there's only 3 slots. And you purchased your tank and you had 3 slots. And if you put winter, summer, and whatever camo on, it didn't matter what you put on. If you put winter camo on, that was how your garage looked. Every tank, if you had winter camo, every tank was in its winter camo down bottom. It never randomly picked it. And it's so frustrating me that I wouldn't put winter camo on any of my tanks because I didn't want my whole garage to be all winter, all white tanks. Because back then, a lot of the winter camo was just white. White, or this like spotted green and white. And when you had every tank in your garage looking like that, it was stupid. So I never put winter camo on my tanks. Then they changed it, had it random, random drop. Every time you logged on, it would be random. And now they've done it so sometimes when you switch between tanks, it's just random. Sometimes. It doesn't always do it, and I don't know the pattern. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I don't understand it, but whatever. AT2, oh, I like these tanks. They're a good tank. On PC, they're godlike, supposedly. I don't know, I haven't played them, but that's what you see in videos. Of course, we don't get the godlike tanks. We get the nerfed version of everything, but it's still a pretty good tank. AT2, I haven't played this forever. Up until the other day, I tried to take it out, and it's like all slow tanks. The map was just, the game was 100 meters in front of me almost every time. Every time I got somewhere, it was like, okay, these 3 tanks are dead, move on to the next. And I think I did like, I don't know, 200 damage. That's all I got. And I remember having games in this where you could just sit back and the team would get kind of killed and they'd rush your base and you just bounce like, 2,000 damage and put in shot after shot after shot. And I was hoping for one of those games the other night. I jumped in it once. I didn't get it. This is the tank I was talking about that is so close to the 𝐁𝐫𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐬. I think the 𝐁𝐁𝐫𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐬 is a smaller version of this. It doesn't pack quite the punch, but I don't get along with this tank. And of course, I haven't played it for a while because it pissed me off so much. It seemed like every time I played it, I just got raped. Anything penetrates it. You're so big that you get seen from 250 meters away, so you can't hide. It's just, I don't know. And that's even with a camo net on it. I have a camo net on the equipment, and it's still 250 meters away you're seen. It's like, I know that seems like it's good. It seems like it's okay. It's a lot better than 350 meters away. But I don't think in actuality that's how this tank plays. I really don't believe that number. I don't believe it, because I can be sitting behind a bush. The bush can be completely opaque where you can't see through it. And, I can't see through it, and I'm spotted. Tanks in front of me spot me, and I'm like, now maybe it's because it's so tall. Maybe the top of the tank is actually showing. I don't know. But it just doesn't seem like that camo value actually works. And I could be wrong. This is another one of those tanks that, I played a few games in it and just, I couldn't get a decent game. Didn't feel right. Just couldn't play it right. And I kept on trying and kept on trying. And I actually upgraded the gun and stuff through Proving Grounds. That's how I got the upgraded gun and stuff. I didn't even play it live because I couldn't do it. I want to get through it, but I just can't bring myself. Now that they've nerfed the tier 10 British tank destroyers, it's like, why should I bother to play it? Vindicator, I won this in a drop box, and if I hate this, I'm not going to like this, so I've never played it. I know I never played it. It doesn't look too awful bad. Some people say they love it. It's awesome tank, not for me. Diamondback, I've had this since it came out. I hadn't played it until like yesterday, the day before. Same with the AT2. The game just was in front of me, so I pulled up a little bit further, and the minute I pull up, the 3 people that were somewhat in front of me all get raped, and then it's 5 tanks on 1. That happened in like 2 games, or similar results happened the 2 games I tried to play it. Bounced quite a bit. The tank does have good armor. You sit in front of someone, just go like this, and you will just bounce. But what they did is they just went around me. Once I had no help, they just went around me and just raped me. That's just how it went. And that's the same with the tortoise. If you can get in a corner looking like at your enemy, like, I don't know, you can't do it now with this garage, you can't show it. But if I was going to be aiming at the tree, I wouldn't be like this. I'd be like this, and then have my gun aimed at the tree, and then be a corner to my right where you can hide that cupola on the top. This thing used to be a monster. I haven't played it for a while, so it might still be. I don't know. I highly doubt it. I like the rifle barrel, though. That looks kind of cool. Death Star. I've had this for a while. I've played 1 actual game in it, I believe. I played this on the Super Test server way back before it was launched into the game. And just before the British tanks dropped, I was in the Super Test program back then. And I played it. You had to do testing for a while, and then you're like, I think it was a half hour of free time. You could pick. We were given 999 million silver, 999 million XP, whatever the top, as far as the numbers go, we had in our accounts. So at the end of the testing time, like it was like 2 hours, so we did like an hour and a half of testing, and then we had like a half hour of free time. You could pick whatever tank you wanted, launch into what, the games. I tried this a couple times then, and I didn't think it performed that well. Again, I didn't know the tank. I had a couple of okay games, but we're only half hours, so you maybe got 3 or 4 games in. Of course, everyone was using premium. Everyone was playing the same tank because it was just about to be dropped. Everyone wanted to try it out. So, but I've had it for a while on my account, and I think I've only played it once or twice. Even if that, I don't even know if I played it that. I'd have to look. That tells you how interested I am in it. But it's in the garage, though, right? Hey, Dark Art. I was just talking about you. Hey, Dark Art. It comes up on my Xbox, and it comes up on my phone. The Burt. I haven't played the Burt forever. Holy shit, I'm popular right now. Haven't played the Burt forever up until yesterday. Tried to play a game in it, and I did 0 damage. I fired like 18 rounds. None of them would hit. None of them. 0 damage, people. With a fucking Burt. Our team was not meant to win that game. And we didn't. We got raped. They had 10 tanks left or 11 tanks left at the end of the game. Could not hit anything. And the last tank in my British line, the FV305. Never played it online. Tried it in like the Proving Grounds just to see how it played. I've never actually played a game in it. I probably won't. No interest. So, that's my British line. 36 minutes. Hey, we did it under 40 minutes. I was hoping for 30. 36 is respectable. It's the only other long one we'll have is the German, I guess. So, this is New Year's Day. I might try to do the German line today, too. At least get it recorded. Because I don't have a lot of time to record these. When I record games, I'm not recording live. So if I screw up, I can just click, start over. When you're doing a 35-minute video, if I screw up right now, or my phone rings, sorry about that. Obviously, someone's trying to get a hold of me. The old lady's trying to get a hold of me. I should message her back. She can wait. So, anyways, do you like my ringtone? American woman, stay away from me. Yeah, that's the old lady's ringtone. She wasn't impressed when I put that on years ago, and I made sure I've kept it just to piss her off. But anyways, I shouldn't piss her off. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. She's so nice to me. You'd think she's looking over my shoulder, but, she probably has cameras in here for all I know. But anyways, I digress. I don't remember what I was talking about. So, whatever. The German line should be fairly quick. And it is New Year's Day. I'm here by myself. And like I said, if I record something live, if I mess up right now, like that phone call, at 36 minutes, here comes a phone call, 37 minutes. Now, typically, if I was in a regular video, 15-minute video, I would stop it and start over. I'm not going to do it with this. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Suck it up, Buttercup. Oh, Dark Art messaged me again. Dark Art must want something. Hey, brother. Shout out to Dark Art. My phone should go off again. There it goes. There it goes. All of this at 38 minutes. This couldn't happen at 1 minute into it, could it? I should have ended the video 5 minutes ago. Look at this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, rate, subscribe. I got people I got to answer to. Or at least answer. Remember when you're on Battlefield, shoot the red ones, the orange ones, the blue ones if they bring that back, whatever, with this clusterfuck of an update, and the fact that Wargaming pretty much don't give a fuck. We're stuck where we are. Kinda, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? It sucks when you spend so much money on a game, though, and they just say, fuck you, we're gonna screw you, fuck ya, fuck ya. Holy shit, man. Simmer down now, Dark. Alright. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Remember, on the Battlefield, shoot the enemy.